Hi, I'm Tony Filippone. I'm the Amazon best-selling author of Financial Planning for the Not Yet Wealthy, and I've also written this book, How to Have a Happy and Stress-Free Retirement. Both these books are available on Amazon.com. Okay, so today's topic is how much money am I really going to need every month, month in, month out in retirement? How much money am I going to need to live in retirement? Because really, when we're trying to figure out, do I have enough? Am I going to be okay? It's kind of one of the first things we need to figure out. What do we need? What's going out every month? Because all of our planning is going to kind of formulate around this number, and yet it's kind of an elusive number for a lot of people. Some people budget very well and they know exactly what's going out, but there are a lot of people out there who really have not ever figured out how to do a budget, and maybe you find doing a budget a tedious exercise. I know I do. It can take a long time to get an accurate budget. So I'm going to show you a quick method that we use with our clients to kind of get to a number, a realistic number. What are we really living on month to month or year to year? So I'll show you how this process works. I call it budgeting in reverse or working backwards, because it's a lot easier than sitting there and trying to figure out, well, how much is my electric bill? How much is my gas bill? How much do I pay in groceries? I mean, that can be, like I said, a tedious process. So watch how we do this. This is going to be really quick. We're going to start, and I apologize in advance for my drawing skills using a mouse. It's going to be pretty bad. But let's say you have between you and your spouse, maybe you make about 140,000 a year combined income. Let's say we have $140,000 a year combined income, but you're not living on all of that, right? It would be nice if you could spend every penny of that, but that's not what's really happening. Let me illustrate. So on that 140,000, some of that is money you're putting away, right, into a retirement fund. So let's say you put away 6% of your income every year. Well, what's 6% of 140,000? I got my calculator here. It's $8,400. So of the 140,000, $8,400 is money that you are not needing to spend in retirement. You're spending it now, or you're saving it now, but you're not going to need to save that anymore once you hit retirement. So we're working backwards. So 140,000 minus 8,400. So that brings us down to 131. So we get down to 131,000. Again, apologize for my horrible drawing here, but you get the idea. $131,600. Oh, that's pretty sad, isn't it? Let me fix that a little bit because that's just hard to look at. So 100 and there we go. 131,600 is so now what about, is that where we get to live on? No, because we have to pay Uncle Sam. So let's say we're going to have to pay taxes, and I'm going to use a real rough tax figure. When I do this for my clients, I get a little more detail oriented, and we might pull out a software program, find out exactly what their tax rate is. But this is going to be kind of close. If we take into account state and local and federal taxes, I'd say maybe 14%, 13% is going to taxes if you average it out. So 131 times, let's say 13% tax rate, that means 17,000 is going to tax. 17,108 is what goes to Uncle Sam and the local government, the state government. So again, you're not living on 131,000. You're living on 131 600 minus 17,108. So now we're down to 114,000 is what wow, what happened there? Sorry. Let me fix that. Let's say 114. In fact, here, let's just do this because I'm running out of room. So you get the idea. I'm going to bring this 114 back up to the top of the page because if I scroll down, it's going to get all messy. So here, let's, if after we subtracted all that out, we're at 114,000 $492. All right, now we subtracted out our 401, we subtracted out taxes. So is that what we need to live on? Well, that's pretty close, but we also may have some expenses in retirement that are going to go away, right? For some people, by the time they retire, their mortgage is going to be done. So they're paying for a mortgage today out of that money, but they won't be paying for a mortgage into retirement. So they're not going to need that mortgage payment money. So let's say their mortgage is, not including taxes. Let's say it's $1,200 a month times 12. So that's another 14,000 that we won't have to come up with per year to live on. Now, sometimes when we do this, right? Well, here, before I get there, let's just subtract that out, and then I'll get to a problem that comes up and how to solve that. So we're now at 100,000. Now I'll get to this point with some clients, and they're like, "Wow, Tony, that looks like a big number." I know we subtracted out a lot of things, but and I know we subtracted out the mortgage payment, but I don't think I'm going to need $100,000 to live on in retirement. I can live on $50,000 a year. Well, if that were true, then you'd be doing it now, right? And you'd be banking $50,000 a year. And if you've been doing that for the last, 10 years, you should have $500,000 in your savings account. So do you? Do you have $500,000? No. Oh, you don't. All right. Well, then what do you think is magically going to happen when you retire that's going to you're going to wake up one day and start spending a whole lot less money? That's not likely, right? I mean, when we think about it, a colleague of mine, Tom Hegna, likes to say, when you retire, um, you know, first he asked everybody, he says, "Hey, when's the day of the week that you spend the most money?" And most people are going to say, what? Saturday, right? We're off on Saturday. We go shopping on Saturday. Saturday is the day of the week we run around doing errands, and maybe we go to Home Depot, buy something for the house. Saturday is the day we spend the most money. Well, guess what? When you retire, every day is Saturday. So what makes you think we're going to spend less money in retirement? Yeah, certain bills are going to go away. The mortgage might go away, a car payment might go away, but you may need another car if you're going to be retired 20 years or more. You're not going to live with the same car for 20 years. You're probably going to still want to make some purchases. So you want to try to be realistic with this number is kind of where I'm getting at. But it's a key number. It's a number we really have to have a good heart-to-heart conversation about and make sure we come to an accurate number, because we don't want to underestimate this, and find out, that we're having financial issues into retirement. So you can kind of see how we work backwards. We subtract off bills that are going to go away. You might even want to add in some bills, like maybe now you're not paying for any kind of health insurance because your company is. But when you retire, you might have to pay for a Medicare supplement plan. Well, that's an expense. So things like that. Maybe your health is not so great, and your medications might be an expense that were covered before that aren't. So we want to just think about, what expenses are going away, what expenses could go up, and is this a realistic number? And we can't, don't. I guess the last thing is, don't beat yourself up on this. You're not going to get it perfect, because this is a fluid number. This is a number that is going to change throughout retirement. We want to get close. We want to have a reasonable estimate, and then we want to base decisions off of that estimate. So we want it to be reasonable, but it's never going to be perfect, because expenses are going to come up that you didn't think you were going to have. I think things change. You might get money you weren't expecting to have. You could have an inheritance. So lots of things are going to change. And that's why retirement planning isn't like a one and done kind of deal. It's you want to work with somebody you feel good about, who is going to be able to change with you as your life changes, right? Because things are going to change over time. So anyway, I hope you found this information helpful. And this is how you come up with how much money do you need per month. Well, divide this by 12, and you've got a monthly budget figure there. In this case, $8,341 would be your net amount that you would need if you're used to living on 140,000 gross per year and you've paid off your home. So just to give you an example, obviously your numbers are going to be different, but at least I've given you kind of a formula to help work backwards to get to a reasonable estimate. And this is something we do with our clients, by the way, when you come in. And so if you need help with this stuff, please, by all means, give us a call. And if you haven't yet watched my video, how to avoid going broke in retirement while securing your nest egg, it's on this page somewhere. Go ahead and watch that now. It's less than 10 minutes long. I think you'll get a lot out of that. Thanks again for watching and have a great day.